Hi, I'm Angus Wright, and I also go by Angus By Design. And this is another day in a personal practice that I call my Satsang for One, where I listen to an episode of the Ram Dass Be Here Now podcast. I work in a journal about it. I write some quotes down in a physical journal, and I pull an animal spirit oracle card in order to cultivate mindfulness and for reflection. I do all of this as part of my personal wellness recovery action planning and as part of my daily maintenance for maintaining my own wellness. Today's episode was the second part of a two-parter, and it was called Astro Fun and Games Part 2, Doorways to the Divine. And so here we go. So the first quote is under Doorways for Getting Free. It was all Lila with Maharaj-ji. You would be caught in the Maya, the illusionary quality, and you would get completely lost in it. At the same moment, you were cleaning up your game just by being around him. The love and the simplicity and the whole thing was creating a space which was affecting the thousands of lives of the people around this being. Then there were other levels, Ram Dass. And the next quote is called The Way Through. The love of the Guru is the way to go through the doorway. That is the vehicle. The pure love keeps opening the door for you, Ram Dass. And then the last quote for this one is called Guru's Grace. Grace is the speeding up of the return to the divine. So I'm going to put that energy into the cards. So Lila is sort of referring to, it's kind of considered like a divine play, like it's sort of like the game of love sort of thing, but like just pure love, like not with motivation, just from the act of participating. Often Ram Dass describes his relationship with his guru, Maharaj-ji, as the first time that he had experienced unconditional love, right? And then sort of talking about that connection where you're using that relationship dynamic to help build strength in yourself. And then the Guru's Grace sort of referring to I don't want to call it labor because it shouldn't really be work, but there is attention and there is energy that goes with loving people, right? And helping them on their path, especially from a standpoint of not wanting to like imprint anybody with your own sort of motivation, right? So Maharaji, as part of his own practice, as part of his own connection to spirit, he would have had to be mindful and intentional in not trying to steer people wrong, right? Accepting people, noticing them where they are, meeting them where they are. So I put that energy into the cards, thinking about that sort of unconditional love and connection that helps us to build confidence and strength and feel more connected and feel more at peace, encouraging our own practices. That's the one. All right. So today's spirit card is the Wombat Spirit. And we've had this one. Wombat Spirit is saying stay or be at home. Alright. So what does the Wombat have to say about all this? Wombat Spirit, be at home. The oracle message behind this card: burrowing deep into the ground, remaining safe, sound, and well-fed with family is a special trait of the Wombat. Home sweet home is always available if you recognize that well-being is the truth of life. Wombat Spirit reminds you that to be truly at home in the world, you need to find comfort within your own skin. You do this by accepting all of your experience without judgments. Through a deep honesty and love of life. When you feel the freedom to be yourself, you can begin to truly feel at home in your life, with your family and tribe. Right now, you're in a beautiful place where you can hang up the coat of your identity and settle into a true sense of home and well-being. Understanding that all is well, everything you do from this place rings true in harmony with spirit. And the protection message behind this card. Could it be that you're not feeling comfortable in your own skin, thinking that the only way you can be with others is to hide under the protection of a mask or identity that you created to protect yourself from getting hurt? This mask or persona is supposed to make you look strong, but it really just robs you of your integrity. Wombat Spirit arrives to nudge you to drop the false masks, because it's not others who will hurt you now. It is you who are hurting yourself when you aren't being authentic. It's okay though. You can course correct if you're willing to be yourself no matter what comes. Even if others are not in agreement with your authenticity, you are safe with spirit. So naturally, I love this message. What speaks to me is being comfortable in our own skin, accepting our lives without judgment, and having a deep honesty and love of life. And then certainly when we talk about masks, right? And the sort of veil that we put between us and the rest of the world, usually out of fear for me, out of anxiety, out of remembering experience, right? So I really just love that the energy and the spirit in this card is just saying, like, just be at home, be comfortable in your skin, and if you're able to do that, then you can be at home anywhere, right? And I like that message because it ties into why I even do a daily practice, why I even do meditation, why I take time, right, and space as needed. So naturally, I am so happy that something like Wombat Spirit is easy to affirm and confirm what was being said in the message, right? Making that connection. Sometimes it's really difficult to feel like you're on your own, especially if it's inside your own skin and inside your own experiencing, inside your head, right? But then other times it can be difficult to reach out to people because you're afraid of the many, many, many times that you've already tried to do it without being able to communicate what you need all at once. So I just love the idea of having a guru, and the guru doesn't have to be alive. It can be a person or an entity that is past. It's all about just making connection with self, right? Self-love, self-care, self-determination, all of those things. So that's where I'm at. If any of this resonates with you, if you wish to create satsang with me, I invite you to subscribe. I invite you to connect. As I say, I'm Angus Wright. I'm also known as Angus By Design. And I'd love to hear from you if it's in the cards. Otherwise, have a wonderful day. Namaste.